Hi guys, Chef Eric here at the Culinary Classroom, and today I'm going to show you how to spatchcock a chicken. A lot of people want to know what the heck does that mean. I'm going to show you, but the origin of the word seems to come from an Irish contraction of dispatch the cock, cock meaning the chicken. Now, to spatchcock, first you obviously get your chicken from the store, unwrap it, and if you're going to wind up cutting it on a wood cutting board like I have here, when you get done with it, naturally you got to clean the cutting board. Very, very important to stay clean. Inside the cavity here of the chicken, you're going to have giblets. You need to take those out. Usually things like the neck and a couple of livers and a heart and a gizzard. You usually should only have one of each, but sometimes in a chicken you'll have more than one of each. You never know. And then sometimes you'll have a chicken where there'll be nothing in there. You just want to get them all out. Use them for later or use them for something else or just get rid of them. And then we're going to turn the chicken on over and begin to spatchcock. I'm going to flip it on over so the chicken is now sitting on its breast. This is the neck. Here are the wings. Here's the backbone. I'm going to wind up taking a knife and I'm going to cut on both sides of that backbone to remove it, to take it on out, to begin to get the chicken to lay open on its breast. To start spatchcocking, chicken is now on its breast. Here are the wings. Here is the neck. I'm going to wind up taking a boning knife, very important, a nice stiff-bladed boning knife, not a chef's knife. That's not going to work. If you have a pair of poultry shears or chicken scissors, you can do that too. And I'm going to take my boning knife and I'm going to cut on both sides of the neck all the way down to take out the backbone. Now I'm going to take my boning knife, as I mentioned before, I'm going to cut through on both sides of the neck. You're going to hear a little bit of clicking as you do that. There's some tender bones in here. Really important you have a nice sharp knife when you do this. I'm going to cut all the way past the midpoint of the back, and as I start to get towards where the thigh bone meets up with the backbone, I'm going to have to do a little cut to get around that joint and then cut out towards the tail. Also note that when I'm cutting, I'm not pushing my knife too far forward. I don't want to get into the breast of the chicken. Now I have the backbone removed on one side. I have to do the same thing on the other side over here. I'm going to take my knife, cut in through those rib bones. And when I get to the thigh, I'm just going to cut around a little bit and cut out towards the tail. And the advantage of doing the spatchcock process is that now I have a nice backbone here that I can put into a bag and I can make some chicken stock with later on. And I still have some more bones I want to take off. Now that the chicken is basically splayed out, I've got a big keel bone or breastbone right here. I also have a bunch of little rib bones here that I'm going to remove. So now that I have the backbone removed, my next step is to take my boning knife and I'm going to make a very shallow cut, almost like a score, right along this center bone right here called the keel bone. And you're going to see a little bit of membrane is going to wind up starting to get peeled away by making that little cut. I need to remove this big keel bone. The easiest way to do that is I'm going to pick up the chicken by the shoulders up here and I'm going to flip it on over. And I'm going to basically bend the breast right in half like that. And you can see that that breastbone just pops right out. There we are. Okay. I also have a little bit of rib bones right here that I want to remove. And the easiest way to do that is going to be with the boning knife again. I'm going to get my knife underneath those bones and very carefully saw out and saw away, trying to get as much meat off of the bone and kept on the chicken as I can. Come up to the shoulder up here. And very shortly you're going to wind up seeing where the wing bone meets up with the breastbone. That's the top of the wing bone right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You'll see the importance of having a very sharp knife, very important. After that breastbone is removed, I do have the chicken breast that's laying here, but I also have these two little extra muscles called the chicken tender, and they are actually protected a little bit by a piece of cartilage right here that I like to remove as well. I'm going to take my fingers and get on both sides of that cartilage, peel away that little membrane, and I can come in here with my hand and just peel out that little piece of cartilage. And then I've got these little chicken tenders that I can pick on up and just pull on out and separate them from the chicken breast like this. Okay. Those are really wonderful to save for something else like chicken fingers, grilled satay, things like that. And then I can actually trim up a little bit of this connective tissue that's here. It's going to be really ideal for the boning knife as well. Knife under there. And trim that up and get rid of that. Said, there we go. Okay. Come on, you. Sometimes it pays to talk to the chicken. There we go. Get that guy out of there. Now that I have the backbone and the breastbone removed, my spatchcock chicken is ready to flip over, go into a roasting pan or a barbecue grill, and cook it up in about 30 minutes. That's the fantastic thing about a spatchcock. You've got a whole chicken for the family, but without that backbone and breastbone, it's gonna cook in a lot less time. And of course you can marinate it. Chicken loves any kind of marinade, and that is a great way to have a chicken very quickly. Spatchcocking. For more tips and tricks, follow me on my social media platforms. I'll see you soon.